head coach Jim Moore for Rhinelander. And Jim, first thing I got to ask you is about that crazy play on the first play of scrimmage. It's not the first time you were asked about it, and it's not going to be the last this week. That's something you had to practice in this week going into the game, I'm sure.
Well, actually, we did put that in. We saw their safeties were really aggressive, so we talked all week about opening up with it. We told our kickoff return team, to not put the ball, run the ball in the middle of the field. We didn't want it on the right hash because we wanted some room for our tailback, which is actually a backup quarterback, to have some room to pitch. But actually, Dylan Wilmot was the first option, and they held him up real good. And then our second option was Mitch Reinthaler on the backside, and Alec threw a great ball, and Mitch finished it up. So we never went back to it, but
all the other teams have seen it on film now, though.
Well, actually, sometimes some plays you run and you think it's okay if they don't work, because then it keeps people backed off, so we can run our regular base stuff. But when it works for a touchdown like that, it's really a nice way to answer. It got the kids fired up, coaches fired up, hopefully the fans fired up, and the kids battled, for the rest of the game. So, my biggest disappointment is that we didn't get to score in the second half. They got a little sticky in the second half. So we need to still score in that third quarter. That's something the kids want to do.
I know the third quarter has been a challenge in terms of scoring over the past few years. Let's look at that first half for just a moment. Not only were you scoring, you're moving the ball very consistently and converting on a lot of third and shorts. It seemed like was the strategy to say, hey, look, if we can get to a third and short situation, we're probably going to be okay.
Yeah, well, third and short, you got a lot of options you can do. You can run the fullback off tackle, the tailback off tackle, or you can fake those and run keep, or you can run pitch. I even thought about getting a little bit more aggressive here on third and one here. We were about midfield, pulling one of those Bart Starr deals, where you run play action and crank it up. But I don't know. I thought we took plenty of shots through the air. I'm not sure what we threw or ran, but again, the bottom line is kids have been working hard. They gave a great effort, and I think they can hold their heads up high that they played extremely well tonight.
What does it say to play this well against a Mosinee team? It's a team that really took it to you last year and has been good in the Great Northern Conference for a long time. They came off a 42-0 win last week. Obviously, they're not really any moral victories, but this is a good team, isn't it?
No, I mean, the kids in the huddle, they're not happy about the outcome of the game.
Yeah.
And I'm glad, because I don't want them to be happy with a loss, but I want them to hold their heads high because they gave a great effort, and they battled one of the best teams in conference, last year's conference champions, very well. What we need to do is come back to work next week. I told them to, take care of themselves this weekend, and we'll come in on Monday afternoon and we'll get ready to go again.
Two platoon system. We've seen it twice in action now. What do you think about what you saw tonight? And there's some guys going two ways. Is that going to continue for a couple of those guys? What are you thinking?
Yeah, there's a few players that are struggling a little bit, and we have some guys going both ways. We're still going to try to give those other kids some opportunities to improve themselves and get back in there, but they're not quite ready yet. So we got probably 4 or 5 kids that are going both ways, and I think it's really helping us compete a lot better in certain areas, especially our defensive backs, who are one-way guys. They can really focus on defense in the pass and being fresh.
2 games down, 6 to go. What's the biggest difference through 2 games from last year to this year?
Well, the kids are just, the attitude's great. Our captains have been great leaders. The two platoon system's helping us stay fresh so we can compete for 4 quarters. And we talked about it's going to take 4 quarters to beat these guys. And we told them they're going to come back. Great football programs, they don't go away. They blow their backs a little bit and they're going to come back. And I told them we're going to have to score again to win it, which we did fail to do. But sometimes when you haven't been on top, it takes a little time to get over that hump and make believers out of the opposition and and continue to believe in yourself. But again, I think we made some great steps forward today and this week in practice, just the way we work, just the way we're going about our business.
Specific things that you saw in the field this week that might be a focus this week in practice?
What are we going to focus on this week?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do the same things we're doing. One of the things we've been doing is adding something every week, just a little different wrinkle with formations. We ran a little double wing here and try to get more guys at the point of attack. What exactly that is yet, the coaches and I will talk about it over the weekend, but we like to add a few new wrinkles, a new play here or there, different formation, something like that. We don't have a whole lot to add as far as our offense goes. There's 58, 59 toss we haven't put in yet, but we just work on the stuff we're doing. We got plenty of stuff to compete and execute. We just have to do a little bit better job executing some of it.
All right. My honor, head coach Jim Moore. Appreciate you joining us tonight.